You're born a black man, dipped in melanin like it's a golden ticket. Except the prize isn't riches, it's inherited trauma, suspicious eyes, and a lifetime membership to the Don't Move Too Fast club. People clutch their purses like you're armed with a Gucci machete. There's no instruction manual for this life, just a history book soaked in blood and denial. You learn early that childhood is optional. 6 years old, and someone's already calling you aggressive for raising your hand too passionately. By 10, you're a handful, while the white kid flipping a desk is spirited. You're the problem, even when you're just existing. Cops don't protect you, they patrol you. Sirens aren't safety, they're a warning label. Getting pulled over isn't an inconvenience, it's a near death meditation. You keep your hands visible, your voice steady, your breathing polite. You're auditioning for the role of non threatening civilian number one, and still, it might not save you. You learn quick that black excellence isn't ambition, it's armor. Average isn't allowed. Mediocrity is a luxury you can't afford. You run faster, smile bigger, speak cleaner, because one slip and suddenly you're threatening, ghetto, or intimidating. Mess up once, and congratulations. You've become a walking stereotype. You walk into a store and transform into a suspect on sight. You walk out, and someone's double checking the floor tiles. Say something intelligent, and people act like you solved quantum physics. Wow, you're so articulate. Thanks. Should I bow now, or do I get a cookie with that condescension? Work feels like a tightrope over lava. You code switch like your rent depends on it. Because it does. Talk too casually and you're unprofessional. Too firm? Aggressive. Show up with your natural hair and it's suddenly a distraction. So you curate yourself like a museum exhibit with Wi Fi. Now featuring our friendly neighborhood black man. Money doesn't buy freedom when the price tag comes with fine print. You finally make some, and people act like you've escaped the system, as if generational wealth and generational trauma cancel each other out on a spreadsheet. You're told, just work hard, like hard work ever stopped redlining or wage gaps. Like you can out-hustle a history built to keep you tired. You grind twice as hard to earn half the benefit. And when you finally get a taste of success, someone calls it diversity hiring. You get the house, the car, the degree, and suddenly people forget how uneven the starting line was. They see your wins, not the invisible tax, the extra energy it takes to smile through suspicion, to be the safe version of yourself so you don't lose what you built. Every dollar feels like it came with a disclaimer. Congratulations, but don't forget where you came from. The wealth gap isn't just about numbers, it's about inheritance. Some families pass down property, yours passes down warnings. They get trust funds, you get trust issues. Their granddad left them land. Yours left a survival guide. And when you do succeed, people suddenly treat you like a symbol, not a person. You're inspiring, exceptional, proof that anyone can make it. They hold you up like a trophy to deny the system you had to outrun. Because if you made it, that means racism must be solved, right? No, it just means you figured out how to swim while handcuffed. Try talking about money in your community, and it's complicated. You want to invest, but where? Banks that still deny your uncle's loan, developers who bulldozed your grandma's block. You want to build wealth, but gentrification means your old neighborhood can't afford your success story. You realize success doesn't protect you, it just changes the scenery. The security guard at the luxury store still follows you. The cop still runs your plates. The system doesn't care what's in your wallet, just what's in your skin. They told you money can't buy happiness. They forgot to mention it can't buy safety either. On screen, your choices are thug, sidekick, or tragedy. Survive 15 minutes in a horror movie and it's called representation. The moment a show dares to portray black people just existing, critics call it too urban. Because apparently, dragons are relatable. But your reality, too specific. Everyone loves black culture, just not black people. They'll borrow your rhythm, slang, and swagger, sell it back to you at Urban Outfitters, then call your pain divisive. You speak up about racism, and suddenly you're too political. You share your reality, and they ask, why make everything about race? Maybe because everything already is? Dating? That's its own horror anthology. I've never been with a black guy before, they whisper, like you're an exotic experiment. You're not like other black men, they say. Translation. You fit my prejudice just enough to make me comfortable. Congratulations, you're now a fetish wrapped in melanin. You're always too black, or not black enough. There's no winning dosage. Too polished, sellout. Too raw, angry. You can't just be. You have to balance identity like it's a chemistry experiment. And God forbid you mention racism. Suddenly Karen's colorblind. I don't see color, she says. Cool. Neither did the hiring manager, apparently. The system sees it, though. Job apps, loan forms, jury boxes, dating profiles. They all see it crystal clear. Saying, I don't see color doesn't make you progressive. It makes you part of the problem. School teaches you slavery like it was a weekend inconvenience. MLK gets reduced to a soundbite, Rosa Parks becomes the lady who wanted to sit, and rebellion gets rewritten as politeness. They skip redlining, COINTELPRO, mass incarceration, the whole systemic demolition project. You don't get history, you get propaganda with extra sugar. Even your neighborhood breathes injustice. Factories and landfills line your block like toxic wallpaper. Asthma isn't genetic, it's environmental warfare. If this were a suburb, they'd call it a national emergency. Here, it's just the hood. You're told to forgive before the blood dries. A celebrity says the N-word and the world asks you to be graceful. A cop kills a man on camera, and people tell you to stay peaceful. March quietly? You're not doing enough. March loudly? You're doing too much. Riot? See, this is why we can't take you seriously. Meanwhile, white kids set couches on fire after football games. School spirit. Even joy gets policed. Laugh too loud, threatening. Dress too bright, hood. Celebrate your culture. Reverse racism. You dance and they copy. You protest and they demonize. You succeed and it's affirmative action. You fail and it's expected. Therapy? That's a luxury and a scavenger hunt. Find one who actually gets it and guard them like they're made of platinum. Most will say, try not to think about race. That's like telling a fish to ignore the ocean. They don't understand that your trauma isn't a single wound. It's a lifetime of paper cuts that never heal. Even in death, the system spins the story. Your mugshot gets airtime, your killer gets a graduation photo. Justice isn't blind. It's biased, tired, and somehow always investigating. And when it fails you, people shrug like equality was a suggestion. You're told to be grateful for surviving what you shouldn't have had to. You're told racism is in the past while it's mugging your present. You're told not all white people, as if that erases the system that benefits them anyway. And yet, despite it all, you laugh, you love, you build, you turn pain into rhythm, trauma into art, exhaustion into excellence. You exist like defiance itself. Because being a black man in this world, it's not weakness, it's power wearing scars.